This happened long ago. I was 15 at the time, and at that time, I really loved the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. Since there were 3 games, I was expecting a 4th, and maybe some merchandise along the way. One day, I went down to Steam to check if there was any new games on, and I realized there was another Fnaf game. It was Fnaf 4. This was a miracle. I couldn't believe it. Soon, I decided to download it and give it a shot. Soon, after I played all the mini games and all the nights, I found it interesting of the animatronics being like nightmare-like, but looks interesting. That night, I went to bed and I decided to get some sleep. Then that's where I woke up. I realized it wasn't morning, but this time it was dark. I checked the time and it was 12 a.m. I was wondering why the hell I was awake at 12 in the morning. I didn't think about it much. I tried going back to bed, but then I heard footsteps in the hallway. After I heard it, I realized there might be an intruder in my house. So I went to get my flashlight out of the cupboard and went to check outside. But then I realized these weren't any ordinary steps, but they weren't like creature or human-like. But this time, it sounded like the animatronic feet. I knew something was going on, and I knew how to face it. So, without any hesitation, I opened the door, shined my flashlight, I took a deep breath, turned on the light, and I was shocked. In the far hallway was a animatronic, but this wasn't any ordinary animatronic. But this time, it looked like Freddy from the first game, but it had sharp nails. Its face was kind of withered, and it had sharp teeth and red eyes, and it was all red. I was very shocked on what I was seeing. I was wondering if this was real or not. Then, the animatronic started running to my door. I had to think fast. I quickly shut the door and locked it. The footsteps stopped, and I heard knocking. I knew I was in my room all alone with that creature or animatronic out there. I knew I had to go back to bed, wondering if this was a nightmare or not. I tried going back to sleep, but I couldn't. I laid under my pillow for it felt like 4 hours or so, and there was nothing. I just couldn't stand it anymore. Soon, I decided to get up. I looked around, wondering what to do. But then I realized the knocking and the footsteps were gone. I knew I had to look outside, just for my safety. So I quietly went to the door with my flashlight in hand. I opened the door, expecting to see that damn animatronic again. flashlight, there was nothing. I looked in the hallway, there was nothing. No animatronic in sight. I was really confused and considering what to do. But then, I heard a slight tap at my window. I was shocked. My heart dropped. I was expecting somebody to be there, and I knew who. So I quietly went to the window. I opened the blinds slowly, and I shined my flashlight. It was the animatronic again, but he was banging on my window. I knew there was no escaping from this creep, so I quickly closed the blinds, and I knew I had to do something fast. So then I went back to bed, pretending like nothing happened. It felt like 2 hours or so, or I don't even know anymore. I decided to see what's happening. I lifted the pillow off my head. I looked at the time. It was 5:57 in the morning, and I knew that the animatronic is still here at my house, but I don't know where he was. But then I decided to go to the window and check if he was there. But before I was able to get in any chance on opening the blinds, that's where my window shattered. I fell back in horror. I crawled back thinking, what happened? I took a deep breath and quickly pulled off the blinds. The animatronic was still there, but its claws were in my house. It broke through the windows. Then soon, it broke through the windows. It climbed into my room and left. I crawled back thinking this was my end. Then, before I accepted my fate, that's where my alarm clock went off. It was 6 in the morning. I saw the animatronic, then I blacked out. I woke up, realizing I was in my bed, and I looked at the clock. It wasn't 6 a.m. at all, but instead it was 9:30. I looked at the window. No shattered glass, no broken blinds. I looked all around the house. Nothing. I knew playing Fnaf 4 was a bad idea, so I went on my Steam and uninstalled it for good. It's been years now. I've eventually collected merchandise for Five Nights at Freddy's, but I never collected any from Fnaf 4. Those nightmare animatronics still gives me nightmares. It's also been years since I saw that red Freddy demon creature in my house. And hopefully I don't ever experience something like this ever again. And hopefully nobody also does. So anybody out there, be careful what you're playing.